Hey there, and welcome to the 142nd episode of Show Me the Crypto. On this week's episode, we chat with Jasper Zhang, who is the CEO and co-founder of Hyperbolic. And this was a deep dive conversation into the intersection of all things on-chain and all things AI. Ulf, what were some of your biggest takeaways?
Well, just chatting with someone who's really in the thick of it when it comes to AI, computing, and that intersection between blockchain was super fascinating. We got to talk about where AI is today, which is, it moves at such a fast pace. So just to kind of get the lay of the land for where we really are in terms of AI and its sort of growth and trajectory, but then getting into the future of where AI is going as well was always it's always a fascinating topic to discuss. But tying that back to blockchain and why it's so important to have AI intersect with blockchain. AI can't really do a lot of the things we will need it to do as human beings without blockchain technology, without that decentralization, without access to financing, which we can't do through the traditional systems. So Jasper covers all of that in detail. He really breaks it down for us. And I think that was my favorite part of the conversation.
Yeah, really interesting. This is broken into chunks. So starting off with Jasper's background being the fastest person to get a PhD at UC Berkeley. He did it in 2 years, and he talks about his upbringing and his brilliance with mathematics. Then we dive into, as Ulf mentioned, the conversation around all things AI, and then how Hyperbolic makes this more beneficial for companies that are used to using some of the traditional centralized AI tools and why they can get more bang for their buck by using a decentralized option, and then the advantage to users as well, and the advantage to these AI agents and where that is going. A really interesting conversation you're going to want to watch till the end, because Jasper gives his 10-year Bitcoin price prediction, not financial advice, of course, but a mathematic genius working out the Bitcoin price. What did he say it's going to be? You'll find out at the end of this episode.
Show me the crypto. Show me the crypto. Show me the crypto.
In a world on the brink of disruption, two men will bring you clarity by interviewing some of the most intelligent and influential names in the blockchain world. Welcome to Show Me the Crypto with your hosts, Wade Patterson and Ulf Lonergan.
Well, hi there, and welcome to Show Me the Crypto. My name is Wade Patterson.
And I'm Ulf Lonergan.
We're a couple of friends from Canada who love learning about cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology, and we're happy you're along for the ride. Whether you're a crypto virgin or you know your way around the block, we hope our interviews with some of the most intelligent and influential people in the blockchain space help deliver you with value. And on this episode, we're joined by Dr. Jasper Zhang, CEO and co-founder of Hyperbolic. Jasper completed his PhD in mathematics at UC Berkeley in just 2 years, making him the fastest person to finish a PhD in Berkeley's history. He's won multiple gold medals in international math competitions and previously worked at Citadel Securities and Ava Labs. Today, he's building what he calls an open access AI cloud through Hyperbolic, which aims to democratize access to AI computing resources. Jasper, welcome to Show Me the Crypto.
Thanks. Nice meeting you all.
Yeah, excited to have you on. And so I want to start with talking about the fact you finished this PhD in 2 years, which sounds mind-blowing. I mean, what goes into that? What did your average day look like in order to accomplish that?
I would say half of the time is working on my PhD thesis, and half of the time is playing games with friends.
How did you get away with that, playing games and whatnot? Like,
that was not the answer I was expecting.
Yeah, that was not the answer I was expecting.
It's I would say like math is quite intuitive, and it's like if you somehow come up with the solution in your mind, then you can easily solve the problem. But if you don't find a solution, then it would take years to figure it out. And I think partially the reason why I can finish it quickly is I did my undergrad at Peking University, the best university in China, and I already took all the graduate classes during my undergrad, so I already like know all these like PhD level math when I started my PhD. And so like the first day of my UC Berkeley life, I already talked to my advisor and say like, I wanted to do research with you. And so I started doing that very early.
Well, obviously you have some natural talent in math. Wade mentioned you've earned some gold medals in math competitions. So when did you realize you were gifted at mathematics? And what format does a math competition take anyways?
Yeah, I would say when I was in kindergarten, my usually parents will usually parents told bedtime stories to their kids, but my mom did it differently. So instead of bedtime story, she told me some like math problems, and we just try to do some like simple math calculation, like what is 11 times 20, something like that. And at the beginning, I was having a hard time trying to solve that, but later on, like it was super easy for me to solve those problems. And then during my primary school, when I was like third grade, I already started doing math competitions with sixth grade students. And after a few months, I already caught up with them and always be the number one in among the older students.
That's incredible. And so fast forwarding to when you discovered blockchain tech, I'm curious, at what point did that happen and what led to founding Hyperbolic?
Yeah, definitely. So the reason why I pick math is first, I think math is very, very pure and like beautiful. For like during my undergrad and PhD, I always doing like pure math research. And the reason why I like it is first, it's simple and beautiful. And second is that it can contribute to the human society and grow the total welfare of the society. I'd love to see it being used in the future. And I would say this is the positive sum game that I like. And so I was always interested in blockchain. I read a white paper, a Bitcoin white paper when I was in my undergrad, and like I have friends discuss crypto with me all the time. And the time when I seriously thinking about building in crypto is when I work at Citadel Securities. I was a quant researcher there, and traditional finance is challenging, but I would see it as a zero-sum game. So if you make money, then other people will lose money. And I personally don't like this. I prefer to create something new and like increase the value for the whole society. And in return, I can also make money for myself. So I think this is what blockchain intrigued me because like blockchain is a permissionless open ecosystem. Everyone is welcome to build in the ecosystem, and you can, as long as you contribute to the ecosystem, you will create value to the whole ecosystem. And in return, you also create value for yourself. And so I started like working at Avalanche on blockchain research. And after some time, I realized that now it's time for me to build my own company. So I left and founded Hyperbolic Labs the end of 2022.
And so tell us a little bit about Hyperbolic Labs. Like, what exactly is it? What problems does Hyperbolic Labs aim to solve? And then tying that also into AI, what is the open access AI cloud?
Yeah, definitely. So Hyperbolic, we're trying to build an open access AI cloud to make AI innovation more accessible. And so I can start with the more technical explanation, and then we also have an analogy to describe that. And so starting from the bottom, GPU is the golden resources for the AI era. Every AI application and services require GPU resources. And so we see the need of getting enough GPU resources for making innovation possible. And so we build a decentralized GPU network that allow any data centers, any individuals provide GPUs machines to our network. And so they basically just need to install the Hyperbolic decentralized operating system within 1 minute. And after that, their machine become the nodes of our network. On top of that, we're building different services that can leverage the GPU resources. First, we have a GPU marketplace that allow users to rent GPUs globally. And then we also launched the decentralized AI inference service, which means that it allowed people to call different AI models, and those AI models are run by the global GPU network. And the service has launched for 6 months already, and I'm proud to say that we are the most popular Web3 AI infrastructure in Web2 space. We partner with Hugging Face, so now you can easily launch an AI application by using Hugging Face Gradio, which is a Python package, and you can call Hyperbolic API to provide AI access to AI models. We also partner with Quora. They launched an AI app marketplace called Po, and then we are the official partner to provide models to their users. We've seen so many use cases that in Web2 and Web3 that utilize Hyperbolic as a solution to get access to AI, and we're very excited to continue that journey. Besides the AI inference, we also want to encourage builders to build different other services on Hyperbolic. So in the future, it will be AI training service, AI fine-tuning service, AI evaluation service, etc. And together, they form an open ecosystem of AI. Besides that, we see another biggest problem for decentralized AI is verification. Like, how do you make sure that the AI results generated by a random node is actually correct? Mm-hmm. And especially nowadays, we see so many AI agents that have their own crypto wallet. How do you make sure that those wallets are actually controlled by the AI models, not the builders of these AI models? And so we invented a new verification mechanism called proof of sampling that use sampling method to check some part of the results generated by the AI, by the third-party nodes. And then if the nodes are deemed wrong, if the results are deemed wrong, then the nodes will be punished with a higher amount of penalty. And we're working with some restaking protocols like EigenLayer together to solve this problem. And we're gonna roll up the solution very quickly.
You mentioned you had an analogy to kind of like put it into simple terms.
Yes. So Hyperbolic is building an AI rainforest. What does it mean? GPUs are soil, is the foundation of everything. And people can grow trees as AI services. So Hyperbolic grow the first trees, GPU marketplace and AI inference, but then we're gonna see other people grow other trees. Trees branch out to become applications. And then you also have AI agents as wildlife living in this rainforest, powered by those trees and the soil. We also have water cycle, which is the tokenomics. So we design a systematic, thoughtful tokenomic system that can reward all the participants in the ecosystem. So as long as they contribute GPUs, as long as they build services, they can benefit from the growth of ecosystem. And lastly, verifiability, which is the proof of sampling piece, is the fire, because fire will burn down the bad trees and turn them into nutrition to fertilize the ground and help other trees to grow.
Interesting analogy. I like that. Before we get too deep into Hyperbolic, I want to take a step back and kind of talk about the greater AI space, because it's really interesting if we think of the average person and their involvement with it, because it wasn't so long ago that ChatGPT was opened up to the general public. I mean, this was really kind of the start of what was a big ramp up and acceleration in AI usage. That was roughly November 2022. So we're only 2 years out from that. What are your thoughts on this acceleration of AI usage? And perhaps, given your expertise, where are things going? I mean, Sam Altman has hinted at artificial general intelligence coming in the not so distant future. So can you just kind of give us your overall thoughts on the AI space today?
Yeah, I mean, I think AI is the most powerful tools known to the mankind. In the future, AI will integrate with the most important systems like finance, transportation. You see like way more on the roads, right? And it will integrate with robotics. And you will have social media, have AI, and even your brains. And so it's just like internet in the past, right? Every company is internet company. And the same as in the future, every company will be AI company. And AI will help you with like do any transaction you want. You will create podcast for you. You will like write posts for you. You don't really need a assistant anymore. You just need to ask AI to handle those things. And soon enough, AI will have access to all these APIs and applications. So the things that human can do, you can rely on AI to do so. And I think right now, like ChatGPT was like released 2 years ago. I would say it's still nascent. People say like there's a bubble of AI, but I actually don't think so. I think it's a lot of people imagine in the past actually gradually become true, and we'll see more and more impact of AI, and even like you mentioned about AGI, right? And I think that's like a main turning point of AI business. And so right now people are talking about AI agents, which is like AI doing jobs on behalf of human. But once we reach AGI, they will have consciousness, and it will become AI lives, and they can conduct a lot of works that are without the guidance of human. And I think in 10 years, the GDP created by AGIs will exceed the GDP created by human. How to leverage those resources and how to co-live with those AGIs is a critical problem that we need to solve.
Yeah, it raises all kinds of questions and concerns and hypotheticals, but it is crazy to hear, you know, you have someone like Sam Altman, like Wade said. I mean, you know, he recently said as early as 2 years away, he believes AGI. Now, whether that's true or not, maybe it's 3 years, maybe it's 4, maybe it's a decade. But at the end of the day, it's coming, and it's in most people's lifetimes who are alive right now. And AGI could really change things significantly. Before we get too down that road, because I do want to talk a little bit about that, like where do we go in the future when we get to that stage? But before that, I want to just stick to where we are today, which is, like you said, AI agents seems to be, you know, a big talking point right now, because there are AI agents live right now that continue to be produced and put out into the wild. And it's an interesting concept, but you know, not everyone understands what an AI agent is or how they're being used today. Can you maybe just talk a little bit more about that specifically? What are AI agents? How are they being used today? What's the next step for AI agents and how they'll be integrated in our everyday lives?
Yeah, sounds good. So I think the definition of AI agents is that it can transact on behalf of human and are capable of doing the transactions without human intervention after humans send out the instructions. I would say right now, AI agents are still early. We see people build up AI agents that can post on Twitter, Telegram, TikTok. But these, I think it's just the first step of AI agents. We want to see AI agents being capable of doing more things than just this, right? It can transact on blockchain. It can. We want to see that like it transact on blockchain. We want to see that it co-work with human. And there are many things that currently AI agents cannot do that we want to see them to be able to do so. And a next step would be like we have different AI agents collaborate with each other. And that's something that we haven't seen at the moment. But once we unlock that, you will see much more use cases than right now, because that's why the net intelligence of one single human didn't change too much in the past 10,000 years. But as a community, a society, the collective intelligence and innovation that we have made in the past has exponential growth. And the reason of that is we can collaborate and we can coordinate. And the same for AI agents. Once we have AI agents that can collaborate and coordinate with others, then the value and the use cases of AI agents can have exponential growth too.
Yeah, I just saw on Twitter, actually, someone had shared, I didn't look into it in detail, but it was basically what you just said. It was 2 AI agents, 2 of these ones that are sort of on Twitter and on X, sorry, and they're having a conversation, and they apparently created their own crypto like meme coin or token, which is super interesting to see. Again, I don't know the specifics of like if there was direction involved in order to get them to do that. But it was, it's an interesting story, whether it was like fully autonomous or not, to see that there are now bots that these AI agents that can essentially create their own crypto tokens even and then promote them. And it's just, seeing it all come to life is so fascinating. But as far as having these AI agents and tying it to blockchain and tying it to crypto, how does AI agents in this case, how does it intersect with blockchain technology? Is it something that has to use blockchain to be successful, or can AI operate, in this way without blockchain technology?
Yeah, I would say I see the necessity of using blockchain for AI agents. First, we want AI agents to be able to conduct financial transactions. And right now in the traditional bank system, there are a lot of like human intervention into the process, and you also need to do KYC, etc. And I don't see the possibility for AI agents to do the transaction in the traditional bank system. And so having the crypto rails can actually make AI agents' life easier. And we actually are building the crypto payments for AI agents for calling our AI model service, right? Like imagine an AI agent that needs to sustain its life, and like it needs to call, like basically AI inference is the way to sustain their life. And if they need to go through the bank system to do this process, it's like very tedious. And so we actually roll up the crypto payment for AI agents to be freely to access our resources as they want. And besides that, I would say we, from the angle of human, when you call an AI agents, you want to make sure that the AI agents is actually doing the things that you ask it to do. If you don't have blockchain and decentralization, then it means this AI agent is actually controlled by a centralized party, a centralized company. So how do you trust that the results generated by the centralized company is trustworthy, especially when it involves a lot of financial transactions, right? And the same from the angle of AI agents. Once they have consciousness, how do they trust the results that they've been passed by, passed back to? It's trustworthy as well. Because when you do human and human interaction, sometimes you don't need math to generate the proof. You can just like saying, okay, I trust you guys, so I want to use your service. But from the angle of AI agents, they don't have this human trust. So the only thing they can trust is math. And this is how decentralization and blockchain can provide. And this is why we invented proof of sampling, because it's a great way to utilize crypto economic to secure and make sure that the results are correct.
Jasper, I want to dive a little bit deeper into what you were just talking about there. And it's interesting, right? If you think about traditional Web 2, a lot of the walled gardens, the spaces where people were interacting was controlled by a few different companies. And we're starting to see that on the centralized side with AI as well. And so totally understand what you're saying of like how is there a trust of if that's happening in a certain environment. But beyond that, what is a bigger kind of use case for why decentralization is really important when it comes to the AI training, and how can the average person get involved? Like, so you'd kind of mentioned the rainforest and that users would be like the wildlife, and that there's that incentivization as well through tokens and different things like that. So if somebody does want to get involved and provide their abilities to help this grow, what is a practical way that they can start doing that?
Yeah, just to correct, AI agents are wildlife, not human.
Right. Yeah.
So I think there are many things that individuals can participate. And first, I can start with the benefit of doing it in a decentralized way. So starting from the most practical angle, like GPU is the golden resources for doing any AI services. And I have a lot of friends who are now like professors, researchers, postdocs at different universities and companies. They're struggling with getting access to GPUs. They have a lot of crazy ideas that they want to build, and they're capable of doing that. But the only barrier for doing that is they don't have enough compute. And that's the reason that why we want to start Hyperbolic, because we want to make AI innovation more accessible. And by tapping into the global GPU supply, there are so many data centers that have great enterprise level GPUs like H100s, but they don't have a distribution channel to sell to the customers. And also, there are a lot of individual machines that are sitting idle for most of the time. Because let's say you have a gaming computer, you probably only use it for 8 hours a day, but then the rest 16 hours, you just let it sit idle. And if GPU is so powerful and valuable, why do we want to just let them, just waste them, right? Instead of better utilize them. And so by building this like decentralized network, we can aggregate the global idle resources and make sure that the people who need them can have access to enough GPUs they want. Besides the accessibility, because we have more supply, and by the law of supply and demand, the price of GPU is much, much cheaper compared to centralized platform. And we did some benchmark, and we found out that we are 75% cheaper compared to centralized solutions. And imagine with the same budget, a developer or a researcher can have 4 times resources when using Hyperbolic compared to using centralized solution. You can unlock a lot of new innovations in the space.
So can anyone who has like you in the use case you said, if you've got a computer laying around when you're not using it, is that something that you can take part in the Hyperbolic ecosystem and essentially provide your GPU resources to the network?
Yes, definitely. So you just need to install our Hyperbolic decentralized operating system. And like it usually just take 1 minute. And after that, your machine is connected to a network, and people around the world can access your GPU resources when it's idle.
That's cool. For people interested in exploring that, is it difficult? Is it pretty like, do you have to be quite technical to figure that stuff out, or is it pretty straightforward as far as the process goes?
It's very straightforward. You just need to run a few command line so that you can connect it to our network. And in the future, we probably will build a no-code solution. So you just need to run an application like run a Zoom app or Chrome app, and then you can connect it to our network.
Cool. On the topic of GPU computing and how people can be involved, something you mentioned earlier was GPU tokenization, and you've spoken before around the potential of futures trading on GPU computing costs. For example, like, are they going to go up? Are they going to go down? How can you just explain a little bit about that concept? How would that work? Is that something that exists today, or maybe will exist in the future that you're aware of? Obviously, people are always looking for ways in the crypto space to both get involved, but also potentially make some money while they're at it. So I'm interested in hearing a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm saying GPUs are the new GPUs are the soil, right? And it will become commoditized soon, which means that the GPU, the H100 GPU that you have will be the same as my H100 GPU. And this is a good thing for building a fully liquid like commodities exchange, right? We call it future exchange because we want people to not only sell the current usage of the GPU, but also the future usage of the GPU. And this is a great thing for like many different categories of people. First, for GPU providers, they can provide GPU to our platform, and then they can tokenize the usage of the GPUs, and they can sell the future usage, the tokens that represent the future usage of the GPU to other people to lock in the revenue and hedge the risk they have. For user, they can also, basically you can think of this as like, they can buy the tokens to reserve the future usage of the GPUs. And so if you think you would need this H100 for a year, and you don't want to bet on the volatility of the price, you just want like a stable price for using the GPUs, then you can also purchase the GPUs futures for the usage. And in general, for the financial ecosystem, is also a good revenue, a good avenue for traders who are bullish on GPU and AI to get exposure to the AI ecosystem and AI industry. And for DeFi traders, it's also good for them to enjoy the trading and like have like share the growth of the ecosystem as well.
Jasper, what's next for Hyperbolic? Because I would imagine that you have ambitious plans of what you're building, but a big piece is educating and teaching people about the advantages of the decentralized way of things. So what's kind of your approach to get more usage? I mean, you're already doing a good job, as you mentioned, being kind of the number one most used protocol, I guess. But what's next? What's next? How do you continue to grow from here?
Yeah, I would say we are at the intersection of crypto and AI. And it means that we're connecting Web 2 and Web 3. So we need to educate Web 3 people about AI. We also need to educate AI people about Web 3. And in the meantime, we'll try to make the user experience very smooth and simple and make it like looks familiar to what they experienced previously. So on the demand side, most of them are AI developers. So our platform is actually extract away the crypto process in the backend. And so what they use Hyperbolic, how they use Hyperbolic is exactly the same as how they use OpenAI and Anthropic APIs. And so this is the reason why we can get usage and adoption in Web 2, but we'll continue doubling down. We will hear what they want, and we'll build the solutions that they want for their AI applications. And for Web3 side, first, we're gonna continue to educate Web3 builders who are interested in building Web3 AI agents, Web3 AI applications, tell them more about the AI space and let them get familiar with it and continue supporting that. And also on the supply side, we'll let them, we'll make the onboarding process very simple as well, and so that they can contribute GPUs to our platform. And if they want crypto, they can get crypto payment. If they don't, then they can get stablecoin or just fiat currency payment. And I would say besides that, education is definitely very important. And so we are hosting like AI after hours to let Web3 people and AI people to connect, and we'll share our insights in both space to them. We'll also like sponsor and like participate in different hackathons, and we give a lot of talks about crypto AI. And we're currently incubating projects, AI agents projects, general Web3 AI projects, and like Web2 AI applications, utilizing our APIs to build exciting applications.
We're recording this episode in early December, and it's an interesting time in the crypto market. I mean, obviously, we've definitely entered what seems to be a bull cycle, and it's going to be an interesting next year, as it always is in the crypto space when prices are rising. I'm just curious, what do you think will be a dominant trend of this bull run? I mean, we've talked a lot about AI. It seems like there's a lot of projects or a lot of thought that will be a main theme this time around. If we look back to 2021, maybe NFTs were a concept that dominated the space. What sort of bold prediction do you have for a trend that will dominate this bull run?
Yeah, non-financial advice, but my thought is Web3 people are looking for real adoption in the real world of crypto. And AI is the next thing that's going to change the world. And there are some problems that Web2 cannot solve, like access to GPU, access to AI services, monetization of open source AI models. And these things can be solved by crypto. And so if we have real use cases and proof showing how crypto can solve AI problems, and I now say I will be very bullish on AI next year. And this is something that Hyperbolic is working on, and many projects in the space that are also working on as well.
Love it. Jasper, this has been a great conversation. We like to end every episode of Show Me the Crypto with the same 3 questions we ask every single guest. This is a segment we call You Had Me at Crypto. So Ulf is going to ask you those 3 questions.
Jasper, you ready?
All right. Let's do it.
All right. The first question is, who's your favorite person to follow in the crypto space?
Wow. Vitalik.
Nice. That is your episode 142, and that is the most common answer we have received for sure. But it's a good one.
It's the most neutral.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, you can't really go wrong. It's a good one. So, all right. The second question: what will the price of Bitcoin be 10 years from today?
Not financial advice, as you mentioned before.
$1 million.
All right.
You know what I appreciate is that we have a multi-gold medal mathematician who worked that out. I could see the wheels turning in your head as you thought through that. Yeah. 1 million. That is also our most common answer that we've received. But I feel like you put more thought into it than most people do. So I like it.
Yeah. No, I saw the math happening. Like of everybody else who said 1 million, I was like, okay, cool. I like that answer. I'm not sure how you came to that, but I trust the math you just did to get there a lot more than our other guests. So, all right. The third question: what is the most underrated project in the crypto space?
Other than Hyperbolic.
Okay. I was like, Wow. Ethereum, given the time that we are at right now.
Oh yeah,
I like that.
that's a good answer.
We have had that a few times, only a few,
no,
maybe
definitely
max.
not the most
yeah.
common. Yeah,
Because different timing, right? Like right now,
Yeah.
people are fighting on Ethereum. So yeah,
totally. By the time this is released, watch Ethereum will have 2x'd from our recording date or something like that.
Yeah.
But Jasper, like I said, great conversation. Thank you for breaking down everything in an easy to understand way. Very exciting what you're working on with Hyperbolic. But thank you for joining Alf and I on this episode of Show Me the Crypto.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me, and I'm having a great conversation right now. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Show Me the Crypto. Please make sure to subscribe as well as rate and review this podcast.